look at our McDonald's starting lineups with the rookie Marquise Daniels and Steve Nash, who is looking for a breakout game in this series. Dirk Nowitzki, Antoine Walker, and Michael Finley. That is the Dallas starting five. And for the Sacramento Kings, up 3-1 with Doug Christie, who has had a great series. Mike Bibby has won the battle with Nash so far. Peja Stojakovic and Chris Webber on either side of the center. Vlade Divac.
For Dallas, you know, they've been right there for 3 games. They find themselves down 3-1. It very easily could be 3-1 in their favor. So they've got to come in here tonight and realize they have played Sacramento very well in this series. They come in and get a victory here. All of a sudden, the pressure goes squarely onto Sacramento's shoulders. The surprising thing in this entire series is the way Dallas has shot the ball. In fact, both teams have really struggled from the field, which nobody expected.
Our officials tonight, great crew: Bennett Salvatore, Greg Willard, and Mike Callahan. And up high they put Chris Webber and Peja Stojakovic, who began Game 4 in a 1-11 start. Gets it off to Webber with the shot clock down to 7 for Bibby, and the mismatch on Antoine Walker. And a rebound inside by Steve Nash. Nash the other way and flies, and he has really struggled in this series to score. Michael Finley inside, and Christie defending and tries to go up, and Bibby comes out of the pack.
Well, right away we were seeing both teams attacking. I like what Sacramento did on their first possession, move the ball from side to side.
We've got the 2 highest scoring teams in the NBA, the 2 top shooting teams in the league, and both have used their offense to make them better defensively.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that happens in the playoffs is we see Webber miss his first shot, but you know, both teams are understanding what the other is going to do, so the defense has picked up. They've gotten better.
And Antoine Walker will take it inside. He's rebounding well, but not shooting all that well. And there goes sneaking in the rookie Marquise Daniels.
Boy, he's an impressive young player, isn't he? He does so many things well. You don't really know what position he is. He can probably play about 3 different spots.
And he plays a lot of point guard, but did not play point guard in college. Bibby down the lane, picked up by Vlade Divac.
Well, Don Nelson traditionally has about 12 guys on his roster who play point guard, who never played point guard in college.
That's exactly
Everybody
right,
plays point for Don Nelson.
And here's Dirk Nowitzki. He gets 5 field goals the other night, drives inside and gets a foul out of that Sacramento defense. And so at the free throw line is Dirk Nowitzki, who is 29 of 35 and now 30 of 36 with that free throw right there. And Nowitzki, who leads all playoff scores right now with over 25 points a game, will put in another.
And you mentioned just 5 field goals in 22 attempts in Game 4. I like what he did right there early on in the game. Rather than settle for a long jump shot, get to the rim, find your rhythm early. That's what Dirk Nowitzki did right there.
Here's Christie finding Chris Webber, who leads the Kings in playoff scoring so far. And as he tries to spin, a traveling violation is called. That's the first Sacramento turnover tonight.
Well, they like to run that very often. They'll put Webber down on that block. They'll have Stojakovic come out of that corner, run that little dribble handoff, but too many steps for Webber.
Here's Steve Nash. Great pass inside to Antoine Walker. A foul, and Vlade Divac. Walker in this series averaging 6 less points and shooting 10% less from the field. So he is still searching for his offensive game. He completes the 3-point play, and the Mavs up by 5.
Well, he's not the only one struggling for Dallas. Everybody has struggled with their shooting. Got to give Sacramento some credit. Most people hesitate to do so defensively, but give him credit here.
And Stojakovic unleashing a 3 and picked up. Here comes Nash. Michael Finley, he has been struggling. Webber is meeting him at the other end with his defense. As the Dallas Mavericks come the other way, 2 of 5 to start this game.
Well, Dallas trying to exploit a couple of mismatches here, but as a result, getting a little stagnant.
And a good shot by Antoine Walker, a guy acquired in mid-October. A 7-0 Dallas run right now.
Kind of a dangerous game. Anytime you're up 3-1, you're playing at home, you're not sure whether you should be too tight or too loose. Sometimes it's a difficult game to finish.
Good point. Divac's inside, trying to get it up. And now the Kings have started 1 of 6 from the field. Here comes Nash. And looking inside, looked like it went off somebody's foot.
Marquise Daniels was open. Beautiful feed by Steve Nash, but nice defensive play there by Webber.
And Nash puts in a 3, a big-time shot for Steve Nash, who is only shooting 33% from above the arc in this series, and a timeout taken by Sacramento.
Look at what they've done so far, down in every category, including free throws. You wouldn't expect that, but They've got to make shots, and so far, quick start for them.
And they go inside with Bibby looking for Vlade Divac. So now the Kings have scored on only one of their first 8 trips. Here's Nash. He's hit 1-3, and he knocks in another. Steve Nash has given the Dallas Mavericks a 13-point lead on a 13-0 run.
And a great push by Antoine Walker. Got the ball up the floor so quickly that it allowed Nash to shake free for the outside shot.
And here's Chris Webber with Marquise Daniels defending. The double inside by Michael Finley.
Steve Nash that time wide open.
And at the free throw line is Chris Webber.
And he has really struggled with his game last 2 outings. 1 assist and 14 turnovers. Stunning for a guy who really is a terrific passer for a big man.
The Dallas Mavericks have hit their last 5 shots. They lead it 15-3. Nash again lasers it in. Daniels gets it. And Dallas again with that lead.
Kevin, you talk to any coach in the league and they'll say Steve Nash is the key to this team. And look at the start he's off to now. A couple of open threes, a couple of nice passes for assists. He is rolling right now, and so are the Mavericks.
Walker made the knockaway, a 3-on-2 the other way. Nowitzki stripped by Mike Bibby, and he'll come racing for the Sacramento Kings. Stojakovic for 3. They needed that in the worst way.
Well, we talked about Dallas in transition, Sacramento as well. They love the transition game, and that allows people like Stojakovic to free themselves up for open shots.
Deceptive move by Nash to get open, and Steve Nash has started 3 of 3 from the field with the game-high 8 points.
Sometimes when you're faced with elimination, Kevin, it's easier to play. You just get out there, you let loose, you just go ahead and play and have fun.
And like you said, they're playing like it's a Game 7 are the Dallas Mavericks tonight.
And another turnover for Webber. That's 2 already. That means 1 assist, 16 turnovers in the last 3 games. 2+ games, actually. Amazing.
He's at 7 the last couple, and Dirk Nowitzki knocks it in, and that's his first field goal since the 3rd quarter of Game 4. He missed his final 8 shots on Monday night down in Big D.
This is a nightmare for Rick Adelman. Dallas has not shot well this entire series. Finally, they're getting it going here.
Brad Miller is in for the first time. There's Webber. And a rebound inside by Steve Nash. Dallas has not made any substitutions. Their starting 5 still on the floor. Nowitzki again. You could just sense when Dallas came out, their urgency, their whole demeanor was so much different than Game 4 down in Dallas.
I think they understand they've played Sacramento quite well. They probably should be better off than 1-3 right now in this series.
That's a goaltending call. And Stojakovic will get credit for it. And here are some of the numbers really in the very early stages of the game as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. Mavericks have led by 15. The Kings have not led. And Nash with the floater down the lane. And a rebound corralled by the Kings, who are trailing in that category by 6 rebounds. Christie drives inside. Rebound by Dirk Nowitzki, twisting around Brad Miller.
This is more the pace that we expected for this entire series. Both teams running.
Into Finley from Nash, and Miller gets the rebound. Miller coming off a 16-rebound game in Dallas on Monday. Here comes Doug Christie, who's had 3 double-doubles in 4 playoff games. Rebound by Antoine Walker. He's averaging 10 rebounds a game in this series. And he's got 4 already tonight. Nash, Finley, and out to Walker. And they nicely rotated over to Marquise Daniels, who misses it all and out of bounds at Sales.
Dirk Nowitzki, I think it's changed up the Sacramento defense, thrown them a little bit for a loop, and it's also allowed Steve Nash to free himself up a little bit easier.
They go inside, and there we see it. And Doug Christie with an assist on the dunk by Brad Miller with Nash on the perimeter. And Christie right there. Christie a second All-NBA defensive selection. Antoine Jamison in for the first time. The 6-man award winner. Nowitzki misses on the shot. Christie knocks it off to Bibby, and now they got a 3-on-2 with Bibby to Chris Webber. And a charge. So Dallas, having missed their last 5 shots, they go inside as Daniels was jumping up and he was hacked at.
Jamison has what the team lists as a strained glute. He told me he didn't even realize he had another injury until suddenly started limping around. He says he's getting the typical ice and stim treatment, and even though he's not 100%, nothing could keep him from trying to help his team stay alive.
So Don Nelson said it was a gutty performance in Game 4, and here he's out here again. Thank you, Pam. Mike Bibby picked up his first foul. Sacramento has trailed the entire game. Here comes Miller, and a foul away from the ball.
As you'll see a mismatch where Jamison will end up on Bibby, or maybe a smaller man will, or a bigger man will end up on Stojakovic.
Inside they send it. A three-point shot nailed by Mike Bibby. In this series, he is 40% above the arc, and he brings the Kings to within 10. And here comes Nash. Those are the first guard points from the Kings tonight. And Marquise Daniels fanning. A good-looking rebound by Peja Stojakovic, who lassos his second. Here comes Doug Christie. And off to Peja, who's picked up by Nash. Now they got Nowitzki on Weber. And Weber will dance. Bad leg and all with a series of fakes, and he got the foul on a Dirk defending inside. Good job by our director Longdale to pick that up.
Well, we'll see if Dallas goes right back to that high screen and roll with Nash and Walker. And the reason that they're going to that combination rather than Nowitzki is that Chris Webber is guarding Walker. They'd rather have Webber jumping out at that screen. He's not moving real well. He's more of a liability defensively than Brad Miller, so we're going to try to continue to exploit that matchup.
Sacramento's on a 9-2 run. The miss by Jamison, and here comes Mike Bibby the other way, finding Peja Stojakovic, who is 2 of 3 from the field. Much better start tonight in Game 5 than in Game 4. He works on Walker. And inside with the nice fadeaway, his patented shot. Nowitzki with the rebound.
You know, that's not really what he's best at. He dribbled 7 or 8 times there, took the shot. He needs to be moving without the ball. Sacramento needs to be moving the ball to him on the weak side.
Dallas has missed 8 straight. Stojakovic for 3. Rebound by Steve Nash, and rebounding in this game. +4 for the Mavericks, and inside the Daniels, and fouled by Stojakovic. 2 free throws Monday in Game 4.
Shockingly enough, and you know, I remember a year ago playing with the Spurs. They came to San Antonio, took Game 1 of the conference finals, missed their first free throw, Kevin, and then shot 49 straight.
Wow.
So I saw that the other night. I said, where was that last year?
Sacramento has turned it over 4 times, and Dallas has had 1 turnover in this game. And Nowitzki with 2 fouls, and Vlade Divac with 2 fouls brings you up to date right there. We're approaching 3 minutes to play, and 3 by Bibby. Mike Bibby nails another.
I think Sacramento is doing a nice job of just staying in this game. If they're weathering Dallas's run early, if they can knock down a couple of shots, pick up their defense a little bit, they'll be in better shape.
Here comes Nash. He and Daniels have 8 apiece. Dallas no field goals in 4 minutes until that drive inside by Steve Nash.
And once again, picking on Weber on that high screen and roll.
And Bibby kicks it back out off Christie, tapping it to Weber. What a great pace to this first quarter.
Boy, it's been fun. Again, this is what we expected, right? Where has this been the first, or at least the last 3 games of this series?
Antoine Jamison.
What a lift he's given this team off the bench. You know, they basically traded Nick Van Exel for Jamison. They gave up 3-point shooting. They got offensive rebounding and big scoring around the basket.
Nice interception by the rookie Marquise Daniels. And now 5 turnovers for the Kings. Just a single turnover for Dallas. Here's Dirk Nowitzki. And taking it inside and grinding for 2. He's got 6 for the game with his 5 rebounds. And Doug Christie galloping the other way for Sacramento. His team down by 11. They trailed by as many as 15. Weber missing the dunk as he got by Nowitzki. And Nash and Jamison in mid-stride, and taps in his own miss.
You said it early, Kevin. Dallas is focused, they're loose, they're playing well, and they're attacking. And this is the Dallas team that we've expected to see during this series, but the first time, I think, really, that they've come out and played like they're capable.
And rebounding better tonight. They needed to rebound. They were horribly outmatched on the glass in Game 4. Brad Miller knocks it in. And Miller looks like the last couple games, Steve, that he's getting more of a regularity to his shot with the bad elbow and the bad right shoulder. Kings haven't left. Mavericks have been up by as many as 15. Not a single lead change. We've had 1 tie, and Antoine Jamison out there with Finley, Daniels, Nowitzki, and Antoine Walker. Kings have Miller, Weber, Stojakovic, Anthony Peeler in for the first time, and manning the point will be Doug Christie for the Kings. No fouls to give either way in the final minute of this first quarter, which has been exhilarating to say the least. They've got Jamison on Christie, a screen by Weber. Christie takes it inside as Walker tried to knock it away. Weber set a nice screen to open him up, and they go to Miller. Weber sets a screen here. Miller misses on the long-range shot. Here comes Antoine Walker. Dallas +8 in rebounding tonight. And Dallas from the field is shooting 48%. The Kings are shooting 38% in this first quarter. Nowitzki with the reverse, working on Miller in a foul.
You're going to see Weber having to come out and cover screen and rolls. Very tough for those big people.
Sunday on ABC, the Spurs will host the Los Angeles Lakers. That's the national TV schedule. And at TNT here, we'll know more about our schedule after tonight. Could be games over the weekend, especially on Sunday in the final 15 seconds of this first quarter.
Now how about Dallas 9 for 9 from the free throw line, so they've taken care of that problem from game 4.
Nahara is in, and he draws a quick little hand check on Christie.
Man, that guy is a defensive-minded, tough, gritty guy. Already here, 17-9 in favor of the Mavericks. They have 23 offensive rebounds in each of the past 3 games. So rebounding has been a problem for Sacramento.
And here comes Nash trying to beat the buzzer by Anthony Peeler. Kicks it out to Jamison for 3, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Steve Nash is doing his job on the offensive end. He's knocked down a couple of threes. He has drilled 4 of 5 from the field. He's got a game-high 10 as we start the second quarter with Doug Collins, Steve Kerr, and Cam Oliver. Kevin Harlan in Rock and Arco Arena. Here is Dirk Nowitzki with the 3 to open up the second quarter. In Dallas now is 3 of 5 and over 50% shooting three-point shots tonight.
Well, you cannot leave Nowitzki for 1 second. Sangaila just gave him a tiny bit of room. That's all he needs.
And here comes Miller over the aforementioned Nowitzki. Stojakovic pulling the trigger inside. Let's set the lineups as we start this second quarter. Dallas with Jamison, Daniels, Nowitzki, Finley. And Josh Howard is in for the first time. There's a nice outside shot. Now with 8 points in the game is Antoine Jamison. The Kings out there with Christie, Peeler, Darius Sangaila, Miller, and Peja Stojakovic as Anthony Peeler works on Antoine Jamison and takes it inside. The top three-point shooter in the regular year in the NBA losing it. And a turnover for the Kings. That's number 6 in the first half.
Well, Steve Nash said it. You know, they're doing everything well. They're rebounding, they're defending, they're forcing turnovers. He said all we need to do is knock down some shots. Well, that's what they're doing tonight. That's why they've got a 16-point lead.
Dallas is +8 with points in the paint. Marquise Daniels. Rebound inside by Brad Miller. And now Anthony Peeler, who played last for the Minnesota Timberwolves for about 6 seasons and brings his wares here to the capital of California. Stojakovic. Finley's on him, and Nowitzki goes up on Miller with Marquise Daniels on Doug Christie. Doug Christie, who's had a terrific series, and with Bobby Jackson out, he kind of becomes the emotional leader of this team.
Yeah, and you know, he and Jackson are kind of the tough guys on this team, and with Jackson out, it makes Christie's role that much more important. But he's a guy who's going to defend, he's going to rebound, he's going to handle the ball, and he can knock down some shots too. He's doing it all.
Dallas Mavericks have led by as many as 16. The Kings have not led in the game. Good feed. Finley to a wide open Marquise Daniels. More points in the paint.
And bad defense by Sacramento. You can't let Marquise Daniels get wide open 8 feet in front of the hoop.
Offensive rebounding certainly favoring Dallas as well. +4 entering this second quarter. Sangaila with a series of moves and gets it over Nowitzki.
You know, Sacramento has scored its last 2 possessions, but both times just one-on-one moves. Still not a lot of motion, not a lot of movement. And I don't know if they can beat Dallas without that movement and that extra ball movement that they get frequently when they're really moving well.
Josh Howard with the miss. Dallas has the worst road record of the Western Conference playoff teams coming in. They only won 16 games away from Dallas. Stojakovic launching a 3, and Daniels cleans it up for Dallas. He comes racing the other way. Who would have thought these 2 rookies would have this kind of impact on this Dallas team, and out of bounds it goes. Jamison just picked up his 2nd personal foul. Those rookies, by the way, Daniels and Howard, are combined 5 of 22 from the field in game 4. Miller inside around Daniels, who makes a great defensive play, and they call a jump ball maybe. Greg Willard saw one thing, and the other official, Bennett Salvatore, saw the other. And so let's see what they call it. They're going to rule the jump ball, as Miller will go up against the rookie Marquise Daniels. We're talking about rookies. You've played in the playoffs in a rookie situation. It's tough, isn't it? And here comes Finley. And Josh Howard was ahead. They go into Jamison, who flies in for 2. Acrobatic play by Antoine Jamison.
I think it's very difficult to play in the playoffs for the first time because it's a whole different level of intensity and pressure. and the focus is on you when you start missing shots. Both these guys have struggled from the field. The media's talking about it. The fans are talking about it. Very difficult situation to be in.
There's Anthony Peeler knocking in a three-point shot, and that has been a rarity for him in this series. Anthony Peeler only hitting his 4th three-pointer in 10 tries, and the Kings get their 4th three-point hit for the game.
And they have really struggled from three-point range since game 1 when they were 10 for 21, but since then it's been a struggle. They're off to a much better start tonight, but unfortunately, they can't guard anybody.
Dirk Nowitzki is 4 of 8, 13 points. That is a game high. Mavericks are shooting 50% from the field, and the Kings are shooting 41% from the floor. And then Mike Bibby with a nice shot, basically uncovered and keeping Sacramento to within a 48-35 reach. As Dallas has 4 players in double figures taking it the other way with under 8 to play. In the first half as Jamison dives inside. Bibby comes out of the pack. And Bibby, no look, coming off the wing.
Great feed by Sacramento, and that's what they have to do. Make some stops, up the tempo, get some fast break buckets at the other end.
Michael Finley, 0 of 4, hitting his first shot tonight. He's got 2.
Well, that stops the break, doesn't it?
Yep.
Tough to run when you're taking the ball out of the net every play.
Well, they got Nash set to come back in for the Dallas Mavericks. We approach 7 minutes to play in this first half. Here comes Stojakovic. Both teams are shooting 60% for the quarter from the field. Stojakovic, 4 of 8, and a Kings high 9 points for the game.
Well, again, you see Nowitzki switching out on to Stojakovic. Dallas is basically switching everywhere on the floor, and although Sacramento's making some shots, they're doing so in a one-on-one situation.
Kings have never led. Here comes Mike Bibby. Daniels tailing him down the lane. Finley, Antoine Jamison. Bibby makes the steal. Anthony Peeler gets it on a 3-on-2.
And I think the reason for the call is that he pulled himself up. He did the chin up on the rim. You're allowed to hang, but you're not supposed to pull yourself up. And
right in the NBA.
That was in the 8-foot hoops at the elementary school we'd go back to during high school, so we could all do it.
69% shooting in this quarter by the Sacramento Kings. They've hit their last 5. Nash is back in there. He's got 10, a game high 14 from Nowitzki. Only 1 in double figures for the Kings. Bibby's got 10. Sacramento's on a 10-3 run. Dirk Nowitzki. Rebound by Stojakovic. Rebounding in this game. Right now, Mavericks are plus 3 in rebounding. And that was a foul, and it goes on Josh Howard, the rookie out of Wake Forest, a late first-round selection. Here comes Mike Bibby. He has gone 4 of 6. Nash has gone 4 of 5. What a terrific point guard matchup we're watching tonight. They go inside to Singala. They've done this all night long. He's come off the bench. And Darius Singala has gone 4 of 4 with 8 points in 6 minutes.
Great execution by Singala, setting the screen, recognizing the switch, and slipping to the basket for the layup.
The Kings to within 6. Another steal. Here comes Anthony Peeler the other way. Stojakovic.
Turnovers, Kevin. Turnovers have gotten Sacramento back into this game. They're forcing steals. They're getting out onto the break, getting some easy baskets.
Dallas has 4 turnovers, and the Kings have 5. Here comes Nash, kicking it out. Jamison, rebound by Howard, and picked up by Stojakovic. The rebounding much better now than they did earlier in the game are the Kings. Singala again. Nowitzki knocked it away. Here comes Nash, licking those fingers, wanting to create. Finds Nowitzki, who takes it inside and is fouled. Third team All-NBA selection, Dirk Nowitzki at the free throw line.
Kevin, you know, surprising that Dallas would turn the ball over because they are number 1 in the league in taking care of the basketball. But if you look at the stats, they only have 4 tonight, but 3 have come in the last few minutes, and you see immediately what happens when you start messing around with the ball, losing it. It's easy baskets at the other end.
Absolutely. You got to be very careful. These are the playoffs as Finley watches Stojakovic, who tries to chisel his way inside. And the fadeaway.
Wow is right.
And a steal by Bibby. Another Dallas turnover. Mike Bibby inside. And now here comes Dallas, led by Marquise Daniels.
This place is rocking.
And Nash off to Dirk Nowitzki, uncovered. Miller was late, and Nowitzki makes him pay.
Again, penetration from Nash that leads to the open shot. That's why Nash is the key to this team. Gets his teammates involved.
Bibby for three. The Sacramento Kings tonight have gone 5 of 9, but Mike Bibby 3 of 3 above the arc for the Kings. Nash inside. Rebound inside by Antoine Walker.
Rick Adelman put Weber on the bench. Sacramento outscored Dallas 31-21. So problem for Sacramento on that high screen and roll. And Rick Adelman saying, hey, I'm going to go with the guys who are getting it done right now.
Well, I give him credit because Weber is such an integral part of that team, the leading scorer in the playoffs and one of the best in the NBA, but they are operating better in this particular series without him.
Well, I think one of the things that happens offensively is that they stand around and watch Weber a little bit too much because he's so good.
Anthony Peeler, good point. Finley gets the rebound, and here comes Michael Finley out there with Nash, Nowitzki, Antoine Walker, and Marquise Daniels. And Finley grinds and looks for Antoine Walker. Another Dallas turnover. Here comes a 3-on-2 with Anthony Peeler. Doug Christie free to front. And out of bounds, off of Dallas. Three-point game as we send it to you.
Absolutely. As the Mavs watch that big lead disintegrate, Don Nelson was hopping mad in that last Mavs huddle. He yelled at his players to start getting back on defense, get a hand in somebody's face. Del Harris chimed in and said, our lead has evaporated because we're just not playing defense. Back to you.
All right, Pam. Mike Bibby now at the game high. 17 points. Nash to Walker to an open Michael Finley. And Finley tonight 1 of 6. Nash with a great rebound inside. And plucked away by Anthony Peeler, who has come off the bench and given great intensity to this team. Peeler for 3. Rebound Singaila. Bibby has not missed above the arc tonight. The Sacramento Kings have their first lead tonight over the Dallas Mavericks in an 18-point turnaround in this first half on this by Nowitzki.
Kevin, it's a lot easier to play defense when you're making shots. And all of a sudden, Dallas missing shots, turnovers, and Sacramento taking advantage at the other end.
Mike Bibby has gone 9 of 11 with a 16-point second quarter and 22 for the game. Nash. This is how Bibby was a couple years ago against the Dallas team, and of course against the Los Angeles Lakers as Nash takes it down the middle.
Well, splits that high screen and roll. They've been jumping him every time on that play. That time gets right into the middle of the lane and finishes it with a nice layup.
Here comes Anthony Peeler slipping it inside to Singaila.
You just don't see that very often from Doug because the Salukis aren't, no, not the Salukis. What are you guys called? The Redbirds, that's right. The Redbirds aren't that well represented in the NBA.
It's Antoine Walker. And another knock away by Anthony Peeler, who's been terrific. Shot clock is at 6. Marquise Daniels, no call into Finley.
Finally, a Dallas basket. You see immediately what happens is that now they can get back on defense and set things up a little bit. And no open floor opportunities for Sacramento.
One thing Sacramento was doing early was taking the quick shots, which feeds right into what Dallas wants to do the other way. Anthony Peeler's coming. His defense has been far better tonight than his offense. Here comes Daniels. And right down the middle with a soft two-point shot.
Boy, he handled that break nicely. He could have made a pass, but I think it would have been a little dangerous given the angle. Pulls up nicely, under control, knocks down the little runner.
Both teams have a foul to give. The Kings are shooting for the game 53%. Dallas shooting 49%. Dallas on a 6-minute run, which is quickly stopped on a nice dunk inside by Brad Miller off the bench. 6 points and 3 rebounds, and Nowitzki for 3. Good! Dirk Nowitzki knocks in the 4th three-point hit for Dallas tonight. The Kings have hit 6 of 12 above the arc.
Is this fun or what? I'm glad I got to come do this game. I missed the last 3, but I come here tonight and look at this score, 66-63 just before the half. Unbelievable offensive output.
And Mike Bibby has been absolutely outstanding, working for a final shot down the lane, carving his way free. Nowitzki looks to get the ball. Shot clock goes off in 9/10 of a second.
But they're going to put 1.6 back onto the clock. Dallas with a chance here to get a decent shot.
And Antoine Walker will take it and miss. The Dallas Mavericks jumped off to a 16-point lead in the early stages of the game. The Kings fought back.
Well, we talked a little bit about Weber not playing at all in the second quarter. I thought Vlade Divac played just 4 minutes in that first half, and he's not going to start here. Rick Adelman is going to go with Brad Miller. That was his best lineup, at least minus Weber when Sangaila was out there.
But Weber is in there with Christie, Bibby, and Stojakovic. That is the 5 for Sacramento. Here's Antoine Walker. Is out there with Finley, Marquise Daniels, Dirk Nowitzki, and Steve Nash. That sets the lineups to begin this third quarter. Our second half underway here in Sacramento. Christie lasers it inside for Chris Webber. Rebound by Antoine Walker.
I love the play that Rick Adelman sets up, trying to get Weber going, but you know what? He's just not moving well. He didn't explode off the floor. He just kind of put that ball up lazily, and he's just not physically right.
That's a big shot by Michael Finley. Only his third hit tonight, his first 3, and he's got 7.
Important for him to get going. Has not been to the foul line here tonight either. So Finley, I would look for to be much more aggressive here in the second half.
Marquise Daniels knocks away, deflects up that pass from Bibby, and here he comes, galloping with Steve Nash, launching a 3. Rebound by Antoine Walker. Another Dallas offensive rebound, and they are way up on Sacramento in that category, in that series that started a couple weeks ago. Here's Stojakovic to Christie and back to Peja. Stojakovic, a deflection by Walker, retained by the Kings. What a pass inside. Bibby to Brad Miller.
Deflection by Dallas had them scrambling. They thought they could come up with a turnover, but it left them exposed defensively underneath.
Bibby gets around 2 defenders and spoon feeds Antoine Walker. And he has done most of his damage in this series underneath.
Well, that's where he should be. He shot a lot of three-pointers with Boston, but he's an excellent offensive rebounder. He can get to the foul line. I think he should spend a lot more time in the paint.
Walker already has 4 rebounds in this quarter. It's not even 2 minutes old until right now. Here's Christie with the Weber screen. A 2-point shot, make it a 3. It's a 3 by Doug Christie.
If you're going to double team, then you've got to be able to trust a rotation of some sort. Nobody came for Dallas.
Michael Finley is surrounded by white uniforms, and he steps out of bounds. Kings are shooting 54%, Dallas 46%. Mike Bibby, where everything's been from outside. Bibby kind of sneaks his way inside.
It's a part of his game that I think is underrated. He's so good with the ball and so quick on that little changeover that he frequently finds his way to the rim.
Steve Nash over the outstretched arm of Doug Christie, and Nash has gone 6 of 9. He's got 7 assists and 16 points.
What a show these two guys are putting on here tonight. Help defense from Dallas on the weak side.
14 assists and 8 turnovers tonight for the Mavericks. 15 assists and 8 turnovers for the Kings. And Stojakovic inside with the layup and the assist again to Brad Miller. Marquise Daniels slides in for 2 at the other end.
How many seconds went off the shot clock there before
about
that? 4? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe. And here's Weber, who is a very good passer, and picked up by Antoine Walker. Shot clock is down to 9. And Weber tried to go inside, lost the ball, and he scoops it off to Brad Miller. And they all kind of watched it happen.
Kind of a funny-looking play.
It was, yeah.
Excellent awareness by Weber to grab the loose ball and find Sangaila underneath.
Nash off the wing, puts it down. He's got 18 points. What a playground game we've got in Sacramento tonight.
This is great, and you gotta love watching Steve Nash going left. He's so good with that left-handed finish. Kind of sets up his whole game. He loves going that direction.
Dallas is +6 in rebounding as Christie takes it inside, and there is a foul. Doug Christie tonight has played well. Stojakovic inside to Chris Webber. This game has moved so fast, too. I mean, not only on the floor, but just time-wise. I mean, it's just really been quick. Stojakovic for 3.
Boy, right out of the out-of-bounds situation. Michael Finley turns his head just for an instant. That's all Stojakovic needs.
This is the 4th tie of the game. Antoine Walker for Dallas leads. Stojakovic with the rebound, and tonight is corralled 6th rebound.
He's got to be aware. That guy's too good of a shooter to not have your eye on the ball and on him at the same time, but Finley gets caught in a bad spot.
8-second violation as they were coming across.
It used to be you could kind of take your time. Now, if there's any kind of movement in the backcourt, as we see Nowitzki miss, any kind of offensive rebound or defensive rebound where you get held up a little bit, boy, that clock ticks quickly.
Mike Bibby was taking it inside, knocked away. Here comes Steve Nash the other way, 7 of 10. Quick feed to Antoine Walker. And another assist for Nash, who's got 8 of them in the game.
There's that left hand again. Loves to dribble with his left, finish, and pass. You know what some people might say?
He's amphibious.
That's right.
Who said that? Marvin Barnes.
Charles Shackelford.
That's right. Inside, Miller goes to Chris Webber. Yeah, he was amphibious.
He's amphibious. He can use both hands.
Under 7 to play in this third quarter. Michael Finley picked up by Christie, and here comes Nash. And Christie goes on Nash. And Bibby is guarding Finley. Michael Finley. Slammed in by Daniels, who came off the wing uncovered and untouched.
Well, you know what happens sometimes? There's so many cross matches out here. Guys switching all over the floor. All of a sudden, there's going to be some openings on the offensive boards.
Dallas is led by 16. The Kings have led by 4. Here's Brad Miller. The defense now at a low point. I mean, they're kind of standing in line and watching these guys fire at will as we're tied at 81.
This is more the lack of defensive attention that we had expected in this series.
Yes, kind of like the All-Star game. As a miss right there is picked up by Stojakovic.
Well, these two teams were playing way too hard the last 3 games defensively. This is more like it.
Sacramento is 8 of 10 in this quarter as Miller gives it to a wide-open Stojakovic. And off of the hands of the Sacramento Kings.
Can't leave Dirk Nowitzki alone when he rotate on other people. And priority number 1 is stop Steve Nash. But ultimately, they say we just got to keep shooting the ball well.
Nash has 18 and 21 from Nowitzki as a Dallas high. Game high 24 from Bibby into Marquise Daniels. Very athletic tonight. Shoved as he was airborne, and Bibby picks up the foul.
Well, you mentioned Van Exel, and I think when we talked about the three-point shooting that they miss, I think they also miss his swagger. You know, he would come in to visiting arenas, just dominate games as Nowitzki misses the outside shot. But they had something special about them on the road a year ago that they've lacked this season.
Antoine Jamison has now come in for the Dallas Mavericks. Webber, Christie, Stojakovic, Miller, and Bibby, the 5 out there for the Sacramento Kings. They got Webber inside over Daniels, and he just overpowered him that time.
Well, again, the switch by Dallas that leaves Webber with the smaller man on him. That time he finally gets it home to go.
And Antoine Walker rolling the other way. He's got double figures. He's got 11 points. A game high 24 from Bibby. And 21 leading Dallas with Nowitzki's 6 of 15 effort. As Doug Christie hobbles the other way. He's at the top of your screen on the sideline. Webber over Nowitzki. Rebound by Antoine Jamison.
Rick Adelman making a concerted effort here in the third quarter to try to get Chris Webber going.
Marquise Daniels for 3, and Daniels knocks that in. And in this series, Marquise Daniels has just hit his first 3-point shot of this series. We're in game 5.
You know how in baseball they call guys a 5-tool player because they can do 5 different things? That's what Marquise Daniels reminds me of. He can play point, he can shoot threes, he can offensive rebound, he can defend.
Stojakovic, and Daniels with the rebound, and the rookie playing well. 19 points and 5 rebounds tonight. Nowitzki with Stojakovic and Webber having him in a grip, and outside Antoine Walker with a rebound off the fingertips of Doug Christie and out of bounds off the Kings.
A couple of injuries last year, and of course the devastating loss to LA 2 years ago. They just haven't been able to get over the hump.
Steve Nash misses only his 5th shot in 12 tonight. And Mike Bibby finding a double in his face. They go inside to Brad Miller.
What a great feed. Again, Dallas jumping out at Bibby and finds Miller with that nice over-the-top pass.
Miller's got 14 for the game and 8 for this third quarter as Nash finds Marquise Daniels, picked up by Doug Christie. It's Nash, and Antoine Jamison puts it down, and Jamison off the bench has put in 12 points, 6 of 11, 12 points in 15 minutes.
Remember game 1, he had 18 points in just 20 minutes, so this guy can light it up in a hurry.
Miller again, back to Bibby, setting a screen as well. Bibby for 3, his first miss from long range, And Daniels galloping and feeding on the break. Nash inside, off of Miller, picked up by Jamison and off the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, Mike Bibby finally missed. I think Adelman ought to pull him out of there. Get him out.
He is 4 of 5 shooting threes tonight.
Just kidding.
Offensive rebounding. Dallas again continues their dominance, plus 7 in offensive rebounds, but second chance points belonging to Sacramento. Bibby with the fake on Nowitzki and scooping underneath, and picked up by Nash. 2-on-1, 3-on-1 with Nowitzki and Walker. It's Antoine Walker from the side.
This is what happens when you force turnovers, or if you can get quick rebounds off missed shots. You end up in transition. This is how Dallas started the game, and that's how Sacramento got back into the game in the second quarter.
Antoine Walker's got 13 points, and 8 have come in this quarter. Jamison saves it, but Christie gets it back, and the shot clock is at 9, and an official timeout. And there's a turnover each way with Stojakovic going to Miller down low and guarded by both Nowitzki and Walker. Antoine Walker, the primary defender. Nowitzki grabs his 6th rebound of the night. Here comes Marquise Daniels, who's been great with that mid-range jump shot in this series. Christie chases down the rebound. Doug Christie, Peja Stojakovic. Daniels there, Jamison with some help defense, and he goes back out to his man Christie, who goes behind the back to Stojakovic. Rebound by Nash. He now has 7 rebounds, 11 assists. What a pass! Nash can't believe that Nowitzki missed the first, but Dirk got it on the second try, and Dirk has a Dallas high 23 points.
Well, 2-on-3 is normally not an advantage for most teams. It is for Dallas. Chris Webber, because he has frankly not been effective tonight, and the Kings have played their best when he's been on the bench, and with Darius Singila out on the floor.
Eduardo Nahara is back in the game. That is a layup inside. And you look at Don Nelson, who thinks that there should not be a foul on Steve Nash. And Christie makes it. It's a 5-point game. Nash picks up his first foul of the game, and a technical foul on Don Nelson. And that does go back to the regular season on that consecutive free throw streak by Peja.
Well, you can see why Don Nelson is upset. Nash with the mismatch takes the charge. His feet are planted outside that arc. That's a charge, and that's a difficult play for Don Nelson and his team to have to deal with, because now you got a 4-point play.
Christie's got 9, making 10 points and 5 rebounds. Free throw shooting, the Kings 7 of 8. Mavericks 14 of 14. Here's Daniels to Nowitzki. Dirk has got a Dallas high 23. As Nash works on Bibby. What a great matchup the 2-point guards have been tonight. Nash off balance, puts it down. He's got 20, Bibby's got 24 as they continue to battle. 6 in the quarter for Nash.
Boy, he has an amazing knack of hitting that fall-away jump shot, going either way, right or left.
Kings are shooting 53% from the field. Nahara has given Webber trouble in this series, but right there, Webber got his composure back after getting that little bump.
They got to that left shoulder. Earlier in the game, Dallas was coming with a little bit of a double team to confuse him. That time, no help for Nahara.
Dallas is shooting 48% as Nash goes inside on Bibby. We're down to 43 seconds to play. Sacramento's got a foul to give. Nowitzki. Rebound by Brad Miller, who's been terrific tonight. Grabs his 5th rebound. He's got 14 points and 6 assists for the big man. Miller is open. Christie's on Nash. Look at Christie diving for the ball. 16 seconds on the big clock, 14 seconds on the shot clock. And a shove, and Christie picks up another one. A little bit different story is Dallas is plus 8 in offensive rebounding so far.
This is not a very good offensive rebounding team, but this team really changed their personnel, and the result was great interior quickness, which leads to a lot of offensive boards.
Sean Bradley comes in. He's 7'6", one of the tallest in the NBA. He's only played 2 minutes in this series, but he's in there for the final 7 seconds. Is Mike Bibby, who's gone 10 of 15 tonight, hit 4 3-point shots. Finds an open Brad Miller, who makes the fake, and James bites, and Miller knocks down Kings lead and tie it at 96. Time now for a look at our Gatorade X Factor of the game. And it's the big three in the fourth quarter in this series, and the numbers aren't pretty.
No, they're not. And you know what's shocking is just 14 attempts for Nowitzki, normally a big fourth quarter guy. So that's going to be very important for Dallas tonight to get these guys going. They've been close in really all three losses. They've got to find a way this time.
We hesitated with the score there at the very end of the quarter because we weren't sure if it was a three, and sure enough, they looked on the monitor during the between quarter break, and they did count it for three, which did tie the game, although now a great drive by Chris Webber inside. And Webber rims it out. 7 of 9 shooting from the stripe for the Kings. The Mavericks a perfect 16 of 16. Starting the fourth quarter, Marquise Daniels along with Walker, Jamison, Nash, and Nowitzki for Dallas. They go inside. Jamison back to Daniels, and the shot clock is at 8 for Nowitzki, working on the 6'9". Pages the great up and under move, and he makes it go.
It's kind of that old Kevin McHale move. He used to do that down on the block. Dirk does it a little more on the perimeter, but that pump fake and up and under.
They got Miller out there with Webber, Stojakovic, Bibby. Webber with Christie on the weak side right now, and Bibby was inside, and a Jamison foul for the Dallas Mavericks.
It'll be interesting.
On him.
Excuse me, Kevin. It'll be interesting here in the fourth quarter to see what Rick Adelman decides to do with his substitutions. Whether he brings in Darius Songaila for Webber, which was a great combination for them in the second quarter. It looks like Vlade Divac will probably remain on the bench.
Bibby for three. Mike Bibby tonight from three-point territory is nailed 5 of 6.
Any doubt that he's their guy and clutch.
Walker inside, and a great assist from Steve Nash, number 12 in assists and 22 in the game for Nash. Scoring-wise, Walker's got 15.
Bibby has been doing it for several years now. Playoff time, tense situations. He's usually the guy who ends up with the ball in his hands.
Bibby with the game-high 27 points. Nowitzki's got 25. Just Stojakovic made the fake and got open. He's got 21.
Now, Marquise Daniels has to learn, first of all, this is the playoffs. Second of all, you're a rookie. You're not going to get that call.
Antoine Walker with Miller defending and loose inside and picked up by Stojakovic. The Kings have hit their last 6 shots from the field.
Boy, almost an over and back there on the pass from Stojakovic to Christie.
And Doug Christie off to Bibby. Wow! This is unbelievable. 6 3-point hits for Mike Bibby. And Bibby in this series is 12 of 22 hitting 3-point shots against the Dallas Mavericks. We're under 10 to play. And the Dallas Mavericks trail by their largest deficit tonight at 6. Here's Dirk Nowitzki off to Nash. Quickly kicks it to Finley for 3. That's a big shot by Michael Finley, who now has 10 points in the game. That's his second 3 tonight.
And you see Nelly has gone with his veteran lineup. He's taken his rookies out. He's got his guys who've been there before on the floor now.
Mike Bibby again sneaks inside as the Kings have hit their last 9 shots. And they got Nash and Nowitzki with the mismatch on Bibby. Little help from Stojakovic, which leaves Nash for 3. Rebound by Chris Webber. Webber tonight has 13 points. Stojakovic. Stojakovic with 23 points.
Once again, the cross match at one end leads to a transition mismatch at the other.
Kings have their biggest lead, and a nice outside shot by the 6th Man Award winner, Antoine Jamison. He's put in 15 points in 21 minutes.
Hey, season is on the line right now for the Mavericks. They have to come up big and hit some shots, and I don't expect them to go away. I don't think anybody does.
An elimination game with Sacramento up 3 games to 1, and a traveling violation on Chris Webber. That's turnover number 12. The Mavericks have turned it over 9 times. Shooting in this game has seen the Mavericks go for 48%, and the Sacramento Kings 58% from the floor for the game. Bibby with the steal. Chased by Jamison, who picks up the foul. Mike Bibby from the free throw line. His first shot tonight. The Spurs host the Los Angeles Lakers game 1 in the second round.
You think that might be a good series?
Wow. They've got a lot of good second round series in store. Antoine Walker, Michael Finley over the late arriving Christie, and now Finley has hit 2 straight. He's gone 5 of 12. He's got 12 points in the game.
Again, that veteran lineup. Finley has been through these wars so many times.
And here's Weber, 5 of 12 himself, and a foul. Oh, another traveling violation. 13 Sacramento turnovers.
Second possession, you can see he switches his pivot feet here. Yep, he picks it up. That's a good call. That's the 3rd time he's done that in this game.
And second straight, and a miss by Jamison, and loose inside. And Weber inhales his 6th rebound tonight. Mike Bibby, a playoff career high 34, a 3 right here, a rare mess above the arc by Mike Bibby, who has knocked down 6 threes in this game. As Nash finds Finley, he's hit 2 in a row, and a rebound by Antoine Jamison, leaning inside with the Sacramento foul. Dallas has 13 offensive rebounds tonight. 18 of 18 now for Antoine Jamison and the Dallas Mavericks. Jamison 2 of 2, 7 of 7. Nowitzki at the line. But after missing 13 free throws in game 4, Dallas has come back and done terrifically from the stripe. And Christian down the lane into Nowitzki and loose inside with a Dallas foul. And Bibby launching his first, only 3 of 6. They've gotten scoring in so many other ways. And that one rolls out. So he's 4 of 5 is Doug Christie from the stripe tonight.
You know, Kevin, in games 1 through 4, Don Nelson was really going with his rookies in the 4th quarter. They struggled. Now he's sticking with his veterans. Finley has hit a couple of big shots. Jamison as well. So maybe these guys will be able to bring home the victory.
And that is a turnover. And Dallas tonight has turned it over 11 times. 13 turnovers for the Kings. And Christie into Nash and a charge and a foul on Doug Christie. Christie picks up his 3rd foul. And here comes Nash. The rookies are on the bench for the Mavericks. Great feet. Walker inside as he caught it in mid-stride, and 2 shots right in front. And Nowitzki trying to clean it up, and does. Dirk Nowitzki's got 27. That is a Dallas high.
And another couple of offensive rebounds there that lead to another Maverick basket.
Mike Bibby getting a screen from Weber outside. Christie for 3. And Miller got right in front of Antoine Walker, knocking him astray, and puts it back as Nash races the other way with the Kings on top by 3. Nowitzki guarded by Stojakovic and Miller, and still gets it to go.
Come on, Dirk. You're killing me. That's unbelievable. Both those last 2 shots, he was hit kind of around the waist area, got some body, and it doesn't bother him. He has such great body control on that jump shot.
29 points for Dirk Nowitzki. Bibby for 2. And Christie chasing it down. Walker knocks him out of bounds, and a shove and a foul call on Antoine Walker.
Looks like Adelman will stick with Weber and Miller as far as he can take him.
And Christie from the free throw line tonight, 5 of 6, 12 points. No one on the Kings with 4 fouls, but the Dallas Mavericks have 4 on Nowitzki, 4 on Walker, and 4 on Jamison. And in this match now they get Bibby back on Nash, and here's Antoine Walker dealing with Weber in a travel. 117 points for the Sacramento Kings tonight, the most scored by any team in the playoffs so far in this postseason. We still have 5:15 to go. Here's Weber into Miller, guarded by Jamison. Rebound inside by Dallas and Jamison, and that is a foul. It's a loose ball foul on Brad Miller.
He said Miller followed with a terrific practice when the Kings arrived back in Sacramento. Miller's at it again tonight, Kevin, showing no signs of that shoulder and elbow problems that have hampered him most of the way.
Yeah, he's got 21 tonight. And now 13 turnovers for the Dallas Mavericks. 4 have come in this 4th quarter as Christie gives to Stojakovic with 23. That's a very quiet 23 for Peja. In this match now, Nowitzki is guarding Christie. Now Nash is on Miller. Shot clock at 5 and a travel. 15 Sacramento turnovers, and like Dallas, 4 have come in this fourth quarter. Antoine Walker has got 15 points, 11 rebounds, so a double-double for him. Steve Nash down the lane and can't get it to roll in. Weber with the rebound, and he's got 7.
Dallas now, every possession is going right at Chris Weber, putting the ball in the hands of Antoine Walker, trying to take advantage of his lack of mobility right now.
Weber picked up by Walker. Shot clock at 5. Rebound tapped by both Nowitzki and Nash. And Dallas will try to tie with a 3. And Jamison with that in mind. Rebound inside. Nowitzki fighting for it, and a Sacramento foul. That's how it is with this crew. 117-114. The Kings lead by 3. Dallas led earlier by 16 points. Sacramento's been up by as many as 7. Nash, Nowitzki, and a 3-second violation inside.
There's 3.5 minutes left in the playoff game. Let's see if people can make shots to win the game.
Nelson arguing his case. He already has a technical foul tonight called on him. Here's Christie with Nash. A handoff to Bibby. A Miller screen. 2.
Well, we know that guy can make shots to win a playoff game. He's been doing it for years.
Sacramento Kings have shot 61% in the second half. Here comes Dallas down by 5, and Finley with the ball. And Nash will slash. Rebound by Stojakovic. And gets it off to Bibby, and Peja with the double-double. 23 points and 10 rebounds. Bibby with a game high at 36. And here's Miller, who's played well. 21 points and 5 rebounds. And into Christie. Rebound by Dirk Nowitzki, who's now got 11 rebounds and 29 points.
Christie couldn't take advantage of the mismatch with Steve Nash. Overshot that bank there.
It's Finley inside. Nash with a good fake, and Christie did. And Nash with the mid-range jumper and a Weber rebound.
Well, Nash is frustrated here. He was so hot in the first half, and he's had a couple of good looks here. The last minute or so hasn't been able to knock them down.
Dallas has missed their last 4 shots. We're approaching 2 minutes to play in this elimination game. Sacramento up 3 games to 1. A miss by Weber, and Nash gets it. And Walker to Nash, by Miller, and in for 2. And it's a 3-point game with 2 to play. As you look at a nervous Mark Cuban.
Critical play there for Dallas, making an excellent save along the sidelines that leads to the Nash layup. Now they're within 1 possession again.
Mismatch with Walker and Bibby. Nowitzki is on Weber. A little pump fake by Weber, but short again. He's missed a couple inside, and picked up by Nowitzki to Nash. The pump fake and the drive. And out of bounds, and off of Sacramento with 1:32 to play in a 3-point game. Finley to inbound. Finley stepped out of bounds.
Well, Nash gives him the pass, and Finley, I think he thought Nash was going to take it to the rim, and he wasn't ready to step in and receive that pass. Let's see if Sacramento goes back to Bibby now. He's the guy who's been hitting all the big shots.
Mike Bibby is 14 of 21. A 2 here. Another miss. And suddenly Sacramento has missed their last 4 straight. An interception, another Dallas turnover.
Well, you want to run clock, but you really want to get a good offensive possession too. So Kings have to move the ball a little bit. They can't just stand around here.
And it's Christie with the shot clock at 7. The drive by Jamison, the reverse inside, the rebound by Walker. And here we go with Finley. 2 to make 1.
They could go 2 for 1 here. They don't have to go for the 3.
It's Walker. Inside. Rebound Nowitzki, and he puts him now to within a point. We've had a couple of tight games. Game 2, a Peja Stojakovic defensive play on Michael Finley. And Sacramento had a 2-0 lead at the series at that time. And then in game 4 a couple nights ago, Stojakovic watching Nash. And that gave Sacramento a 2-point win. And Christie will inbound, and Bibby is picked up by Finley. Sacramento has not scored from the field in over 3 minutes. And a 5-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock as Bibby gets a Miller screen, the mismatch on Nowitzki. And Mike Bibby knocked away by Nowitzki and picked up by Jamison. And a Dallas timeout with 5.9 to play. Stojakovic, Miller, Christie, and Bibby out there. Nash. And Nowitzki knocked away by Stojakovic into it. Score the series. Sacramento wins it. Dallas Mavericks, last 3 losses in this series by 4-2, and tonight by a single point.
Devastating loss to this series, to this game. They, as you said, they played them so well. But for Sacramento, now all of a sudden they've got a little confidence. They had such a difficult end to the season, but with a little confidence going now, they'll face the winner of Minnesota and Denver, and surely Vlade Divac will become more important again as the playoffs go on.
Final score, Sacramento 119-118. They win this first round series 4-1 for Doug Collins, Steve Kerr, and Pam Oliver. Kevin Harlan saying so long. TNT is your exclusive home once again for the Western Conference Finals.